Dear students, today we are going to discuss on bound buffer problem. Through bound buffer problem, we can able to check out the producer consumer thing as a example. For this, we're going to use synchronization concept. What is bound buffer problem? Why we are using that for producer consumer thing? We are having a fixed buffer, so that in that buffer, when the producer produces the thing or inserting the particular produced item, then only the consumer can consume the item. Okay, so we have to make the consumer to wait until the producer produces the item. And if the producer is producing, if the buffer is getting filled, it's full means the producer have to wait until the consumer consumes the item. Okay, so two ways we have to make the threads to sleep and wait. So let's consider this producer is a producer thread and consumer is a consumer thread. So we have to keep both the threads to be wait. The consumer thread must be wait when the thread is empty, when the buffer is empty. The producer should wait when the buffer is full. Okay, that is the conditions. Okay, now let's see the logic beyond this. Producer consumer problem, it also known as bound buffer problem. It's a example for multiprocessor synchronization problem. So multiprocessor synchronization problem mean by we have to hold the multiple threads for a certain time. Here we are holding two different threads. One is producer thread, another one is consumer thread, and it having two process, producer and consumer, which shares the common fixed size of buffer used as a queue. We are using a fixed size buffer, so that when the buffer is full, producer have to wait. Okay, producer thread will go to sleep or wait. When the buffer is empty, the consumer thread have to wait or go to sleep. Okay, so these are the conditions. The producer thread's job is to generate the data so that it will filled in the buffer. And if it is getting empty means it will be notified and it will fill the data again and again. The consumer will consume the data and it will wait when the buffer is empty. It will consume only one data at a time. Okay, so these are the conditions for this program. Okay, next to this, let's see the problem statement. So as I told, producer will try to add the data into the buffer. Producer will not add the data when the buffer is full. Okay, the producer thread have to wait if the buffer is full, and consumer should not consume the data when the buffer is empty. Okay, these are the two categories. As I told, you can see the fixed size of buffer. You can keep the size as your thing. It may be 10, 5, whatever it may be. In the coding part, you can fix the buffer size. So producer is inserting the data, you can see in the top, and consumer is consuming the data in the down. So we are having buffer slot, it's a n slot buffer. Okay, solution for this, the producer is either go to sleep or discard if the buffer is full. As I told, the producer have to wait or it have to be discarded when the buffer is full. The producer will not be allowed to fill any data when the buffer is full. Okay, when the consumer removes the data from the buffer, and the producer will be notified to fill the data. Okay, so we are using notify method. So the thread will be in the sleeping mode. We are notifying the sleeping thread so that the thread will be execute again. Okay, the same way the consumer will go to sleep when the thread is empty, mean by the buffer is empty. When the data is filled in the buffer, the consumer thread will be notified and it will start consume by executing the thread. Okay, so these are the two solutions we have to make it, and it should not go as a deadlock. Okay, so both process should wait and it should be notified, otherwise it will be go to deadlock state, and the consumer thread also execute in the same time, and the producer thread also will execute in the same time, so it will be struck out, so nothing will be happening there. Okay, so we have to notify for both the threads. Okay, so for implementing this producer consumer class, we are using this following things. Linked list we have to use, so that we can able to create a buffer. Okay, as I told, the buffer we can store the data. No, the buffer is a linked list. Okay, next to that, variable capacity to check whether the buffer is full or not, and we are using the mechanism that will control the insertion and extraction from the list, so that we do not insert into the list if it is full and remove from the list if it is empty. So the main mechanism is, if the list is full, no data will be inserted. If the list is empty, no data will be taken from that. Okay, so these are the conditions. According to these conditions, I will explain a program for this producer consumer class. We created a class, so let's see the program in NetBeans IDE. Okay, so this is the program we have for the producer consumer class. It's somewhat lengthy program, so that it's not accommodated in the PPT. So we have the explanation in the IDE. So it's easy to understand because you already understand the synchronization and how to make sleep, all these things. Okay, let's see this program in detail. So package, first one, we are having a package. Inside the package we are importing the linked list, that is the generic package we are importing from the UTIL generic package. Then here inside the importing the particular package, we are having a class. The class name is thread example. So that is the main class. We are writing public static void main, and we are throwing interrupted exception. If there is any interruption happens, it will throw the exception. Okay, opening the class thread, opening the main function, we are creating object for PC class. Okay, we are having one more class that is named as PC. For PC class, we are creating object as small PC. Small PC is the object for the class named as capital PC. Okay, next to that, we are just creating the object for thread class. Thread is a generic class, you know. To create a thread inside the program, we can use thread class, and we can able to create the object. Okay, next to that, we are just opening the thread class with new runnable. New runnable is a interface. There we are just opening inside the thread object creation, we are just creating the run method. That is mean by that run method will be called by start method. Okay, so here so run method will be called by start method, as I told. Inside the run method, we are just having pc.produce. pc.produce is the method inside the class PC. So produce method will create the producer thread. Okay, produce method will create the producer thread that will act as a producer. This is the thread 1 we are creating, and next one, thread 2, we are just creating the consumer thread. The same thing, we are creating thread T2 equal to new thread. Inside the thread, we are just making run method. So thread is a generic class, T2 is the object for thread, and inside that we are creating a run method. Inside the run method we are creating a try block and catch block. Inside the catch block we are calling pc.consume. PC is the object for PC class, capital PC class. Inside the capital PC class we are having consume method, so it will be called the consume method. Okay, so we are created two different threads, thread 1 and thread 2 we created. Okay, now we started t1.start and t2.start. t1.start will start the thread 1 run method. t2.start will start the thread 2 run method. So t1.start will call the pc.produce and t2.start will call pc.consume. Okay, and here we are having one more method, t1.join and t2.join. What does this mean by? When thread 1 completes its execution, the thread 2 will join with it. Again, when thread 2 completes its execution, thread 1 will be join with it. So join method will just make a continuity between one thread execution with another thread execution. Okay, when the consumer consumes the particular data from the buffer, the producer will produce the data. Again the consumer will consume the data. Like that it will going on. So the execution will go on, producer, consumer, in that way. So that purpose we are giving t1.join and t2.join. Here we are having PC class. So for this PC class only we created the object. So we are creating a linked list. So like a capacity of the linked list, we are just making a integer linked list, and we created object for list. Okay, next to that we are just making the capacity variable. The capacity is 2. We are using the capacity inside the code. As I told, we are having two methods. One is produce method and another one is consume method. Inside the produce method, what we are doing, we are just making a int value equal to 0. We are writing a while loop and we are writing a synchronized. Okay, so it will be synchronized, and when the consumer is executing, this will be under lock. This code will not be executed. When the producer is executing, the synchronized method in the consumer will be go to lock. Okay, that is the way the synchronized method will be executed. Okay, so here while list.size equal to capacity, until that it will be wait. So if the size is filled, if the size of the list is full, then it will be wait. Then if it is not mean by, it will just execute the producer produced value, whatever the value it produced. So every time the value will be incremented and add the list. So when the consumer consumed, it will be notified. So notify method will notify the exact thread to be called. So whatever the threads are in sleeping mode, that will be called by notify method. So we are making the producer thread for to be sleeping for 1000 nanoseconds. The producer thread will be wait for 1000 nanoseconds. Okay, the same way we are writing the consumer method. It also having the list size. List size is equal to 0. Okay, so if the list size is equal to 0, that mean by the list is empty. On that time the consumer have to wait. Okay, so then if the list is filled, it have to retrieve the value. For that we are writing list.remove first. So the list first value will be removed by remove first method. Okay, remove first method is an inbuilt method for the list object. List is a object for linked list. So whatever the value removed, that will be stored in the integer value, and that will be printed as consumer consumed plus val we are giving in the system.out.println, we are giving the value. No, that value will be displayed. Okay, so this will be notified when the producer thread got executed. Okay, and this thread will be sleep for 1000 nanoseconds. Okay, so this is the code. So let's execute this code and you can able to understand how it works. Okay, let's see the code. So it's executing like this: producer produced, then consumer is consumed nothing, producer produced 1, producer produced 2, then consumer consumed 1, consumer consumed 2, producer produced 3, then 4. so that according to the producer produced, the consumer is consuming. So it's going on like this. Okay, so you can easily understand this code. Okay, so I hope you can repeat this video and check it out. Study well for the IA examinations. Do the IA examinations well. This is the completion video for module 4. Do it well. Thank you very much.